Okay, let us turn off BRB, and we are back. Okay, let's just make sure we get everything else set up. Pop out chat. Everything looks good. Excellent. Okay, so what I did in the interim before I came back here, just went ahead and sold most of the shit that was in our inventory, and then I come over here and dealt with some inventory management stuff. And right, I need to sell these guns. Because if I'm going to... Yeah, that's right. Because what I did is I basically took out all this older stuff that I know I wasn't going to use. And this stuff is just here to be sold. And then we have this item transfer for other characters on my account. But since I don't have any, and this is the only one, basically this is just an expanded stash slot. But this is what you do to transfer items between characters on your account. Although I'm really curious to find out the way that actually works. Because, you know, if you have a softcore character... I don't think I should be able to, you know, you transfer gear or share gear with my hardcore character, because if that was the case, that would be really fucking ridiculous. That would be broken as shit. I hope that's not the case. I mean, I suppose I could create a softcore character and test it out, you know, progress the story where I'm able to get access to the prison and then test this out, but I don't know, man. Anyways, I just put all this stuff over there because that's stuff you know, I would actually kind of like to keep, I guess, kind of, sort of. And then we have this amulet here, and I'm kind of curious about whether or not I should change to this new amulet, because it gives me all three attributes: percentage attributes, health regeneration, and then +1 of savagery. And savagery is that other default default attack replacement skills that I was talking about, the first one being cadence. Savagery is from the shaman, right? Yes, from the shaman. Whereas the one we're wearing gives us better bonuses, so I think the answer to that is no, and I'm going to actually sell that. You know what I need to do here with the rest of this, the rest of these amulets? I'm going to get rid of them. I was sitting there thinking about this before too. You know, like I was like keeping just generic. I keep the salt bag because we started off with that. Well, anyways, I was sitting there thinking like maybe I should keep the bland generic white ones. The non-magical regular normies, because I was sitting there thinking, well, maybe they're used for I don't know, some sort of crafting, because I know there is some crafting in this game. And then I started keeping the magical ones that I have here too, thinking maybe there's the same thing. Maybe there's the ability to re-roll their stats and their affixes and whatever. I mean, that's all well and good, but we also have to keep in mind that by the time we actually have access to that NPC, I'm not going to want to, like, you know, start gambling with these items here, because these items presumably have a really low item level, and we're going to want to use something that's a little bit higher. If you follow my logic, that is. So we're going to take the rest of this stuff and part ways with it.
See anything you like?
And I have been thinking about making that switch.
Put it to good use.
You know, before we go out again, before we do it again.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Okay, so if I did this, I have 4 offhands that I can use. One of them, I don't have the required spirit, but I have 2 available attribute points, which I'm pretty sure that I can get to 174, and probably beyond 174 if I just bumped up spirit twice to be able to equip this. This one right here is the best one because it has the plus to skeletons. It's skill cooldown reduction, the CDR is kind of blah. This next one, the bone, is just got the plus 10% health to pets. I'm not convinced by that. This one gives us all kinds of other stuff. 14% CDR, plus 4% damage to all pets, to all damage from pets, and then it grants us the 5% chance on attack to do this whole time warp. And it basically It has a 5% chance to do this attack that does 40% slow, which is kind of like, okay. And then we got this shield that gives us all kinds of awesome stuff, plus the bonus to all pets, which is 15% damage, or 15% to all damage, and then plus 2% to offensive ability. And it grants us this 8% chance on block, seismic blast. We can pretty much almost disregard that because I don't really plan on tanking anything anytime soon and just sitting there blocking. So that's not really going to affect us. It's pretty much the bonus to pets. So the question is do I want to have the one that raises my skill and beefs up my skeletons, or do I want something that it gives me like a pretty awesome bonus like that? I'm going to say this. I think we're going to sell both of these. I think it's pretty much between these two offhands here. And if I didn't go with a book and I went with the shield instead, that means I wouldn't have to use my attribute points to bump up my spirit. I don't know. It's rough. Do I even have to go this route? I mean, these aren't like game changing here. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna leave it be. Those offhands just, I don't know. They're good, but you have to think about it. Not only, oh, did I actually? I think I actually came here via my town portal scroll, or move skill. Yeah, okay. That's right, because we just completely finished exploring that entire very complicated cave network. And had I known there was an actual waypoint sitting right up here on top of this hill, I would have just actually went there. So we got the Burwich Reconnaissance Report. Ah, shit, we forgot to go to the damn merchant. Son of a bitch. So I think earlier on, one of the voice actor scripted conversations said something about, I think, sending a team up here, maybe? Okay. And then, obviously, we've got our little camp over here, so we can probably zoom in for this. I can't do this. I can't. This is all too much. Hang in there, sir. And we'll talk to Duncan.
Oh, hello, traveler.
If you find yourself going about these parts, I was wondering if you'd help us locate someone. I'm a bit tied up with the forge here. Someone disappeared? My master, Angrim, left our camp earlier today. He's intent on finding a group of survivors that he considers worthy of our smithing talents. We don't exactly see eye to eye on the matter of who we should be helping. Angrim wants to field an army and take the fight to the ethereals. I'd rather save as many as I can, whether they can fight or not. I want to help these people, but without my master's forging hammer, the sacred Malleum Menhir, I won't be able to make anything worth the damn. A blacksmith, we could use one of you in Devil's Crossing. If you can get Malleum Menhir back, I will gladly join you in Devil's Crossing after I use it to help out around here. Please seek out my master and get Malleum Menhir back. I saw him heading out to the northeast. He couldn't have gotten far. So we could ask him further questions here.
Oh, hello, traveler.
So what exactly is this Malleum Menhir? It is an ancient forging hammer passed down through generations of blacksmiths. It is now in the hands of my master Ingram, but I feel that the time has come for it to be passed on to younger hands. Why do you feel the hammer should go to you? My master is an expert blacksmith, don't get me wrong. The weapons he creates are the finest quality, but he is reluctant to experiment with arcane forging techniques. In that, I am his superior, and he knows it. More importantly, though, I wish to help people, while my master only to prepare soldiers for the battle against the ethereals. Is a noble goal, but humanity will not thrive if just our soldiers survive. I understand. Okay, so we've got Gertrude here. I miss real food. I'm not used to eating this. I think it's meat. And then Marcus. Where did it all go wrong? One minute I'm making the trade deal of my life. The next I'm stuck out in the middle of the woods, surviving on scraps. We've all suffered in grim dawn. Yuck, yuck. I don't think you understand the scope of the situation. I was going to move to the estates. The estates! I'm sorry? Okay, so basically we just get the quest. And we have to speak to Ingram in the Burwich outskirts, which, we're in. We're currently in the Burwich outskirts, so we just gotta pay attention and find this man. I'm guessing that if he's not like a dead corpse on the ground, he's probably in some cave. That's where my money's placed. It's gonna be like some normal, almost cliched, well, pretty much cliched type of Grim Dawn environment type of thing in a cave. And maybe like tied up to like a spit or to like a pole or something really cartoony. Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure we've already been down that direction. We are gonna be doing the backtracking, of course. For anybody that's just joined us now. What's up? Yeah, see, that was clearly a player error right there. You know what I should be doing, instead of just walking relentlessly like I am and just running into a place and then getting through one of these little bottlenecks here, what I really should be doing is moving very slowly and then using a prodigious use of the #1 key so I can actually move my pets around and have them rush, you know, face first into whatever kind of trap. Oh, these guys are pretty cool looking. So we got a strange key. Just changed one of the quests here. What does it say? Use strange key to enter the depraved sanctuary. And I can only pick up one of them. The key is marked with a strange many runes and depraved symbols characteristic of the cult of... How do you pronounce this? Is it Chthon? Chthon? It's basically a ripoff, I swear to God, of the Diablo 2 boots. The Treads of Chthon? Treads of Thon? Is that how you pronounce it? Thon? Chthon? I always pronounced it Chthon, to be honest. Chthon. Chthon. I just said Chthon. We're gonna roll with that. But I'm only allowed to pick up like one of these keys. But man, look at these character models. Like, if you've ever seen any of like the promotional posters of Grim Dawn before, you probably have seen like the one class with the hat that looks just like this. I think it might actually be the occultist. It's like the default poster. Oh shit, I'm running out of skeletons here. Pay attention. You know what gets me about the strange key is that I'm able to only pick up one, but earlier on in the campaign, when I was picking up those slip necklaces, like I can pick up as many of them as I possibly can hold. Really strange. Oh, holy fuck, I'm gonna die here. Hey dear, might want to pay attention there, buddy. Insane. I gotta pay attention. Really gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Come on, take this fool out. Light Fiend's dead. Skeletons are suffering. Okay, there's that skill. Just don't really want to be standing in that skill. Did we actually kill him? Is he dead? Hey, Crate, this might sound like a really weird thing, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be a bug, right? If you guys are only allowing me to pick up one strange key, and they keep spawning, then maybe we should probably do away with this whole, you know, quest modifier thing here. You know, if I'm not allowed to pick these things up, maybe we shouldn't have, you know, these. Seems either like a big design flaw, like an oversight, or a straight up bug. I think it's a bug. So we could equip this. No, we can't, because it doesn't have any bonuses to pets. And I'm being stubborn. I know I am. But goddamn, I want those bonuses. Pretty decent offhand, but I'm not ready to go that route. Very nice. And then... Huh. Yeah, see, my problem is that I think this game doesn't really have, or doesn't appear to have anything that's like a wand. If you've ever played Diablo 2, you know, like the regular Necromancer or Sorcerer's wands. I'm just not seeing it. Does the Grim Dawn equivalent of the Sorceress or the Necromancer wand. So this is Necromancers. Necromancers being an affix, specifically a prefix, and it's a scepter. Even though it kind of looks like, kind of sort of like it could be a wand, maybe. But it's melee, right? It doesn't give me anything that's like straight up, I don't know, caster. Or caster friendly. Probably summon the rest of our, you know, skeletons over here. You know what this game could also use? Is like a loot all button. You know, after playing like Diablo 2 and all of its clones and all of the other spiritual successors and homages and everything else, straight up rip-off games, there are a couple of the old gaming conventions when it comes to when it comes to these games. That while I'm like totally on board with that, you know, it's giving you the authentic experience, like some of this shit is like really inconvenient. And I know people have made the case for, like, having to fiddle around with your inventory, like having to play basically inventory Tetris. I mean, that's definitely has to be in the game, without a doubt. A presence far more powerful than you dwells within this place. Okay. But I have to say that, like, the whole, like, loot all is just, I don't know, man. I feel like that should be available, an available option within the game. I mean, it would be so incredibly easy for the developer just to put like an option, like a box that you check within the option set. So that doesn't really like anger all of the purists out there. Holy shit, man, my skeletons are getting eaten alive here. There goes my Blight Fiend. My Raven was just about to bite the dust. I need to get some CDR. My cooldowns are garbage. You know, if I'm going to continually cycle through skeletons like that, I'm going to need to get a better cooldown reduction so I'm able to cast them more often. There we go. Just need all of my pets here to focus on Mr. Belvedere.
My inventory is full.
Oh my god. Oh, let's see, what do we got here? We got some okay boots. We're gonna need to be level 18 for them. Much better shoulder wear. Another level 18 piece of gear that I definitely want to equip. Oh my god, these pants are fantastically better. And the rest of it, I think, is just whatever. We're gonna go back to town and dump off all this junk, and then we'll continue on into this little dungeon environment.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Yeah, I know. I kind of screwed up because I completely forgot to sell this before I left, but whatever. Not a big deal. Oh, we do have these other metals here. I don't remember actually picking them up, but since we already have the better one here, I'm just not sure if these things are, you know, something that you want to keep around for crafting later on. I just don't know. I haven't gotten that far into the campaign yet, so I have no idea.
Iron well spent.
And since it actually confirmed my suspicions earlier about needing additional scrap, you know, for repairing other bridges and stuff,
I'll keep your stash safe.
I think every time I go to the vendor, I will always consistently do that. Where we're gonna check to make sure that if they have any scrap for sale, that I'm actually gonna buy it. Let's see here. That one's done. Okay, so the rest of them are still just components.
I'll keep an eye on this.
And then,
need stashed. I'll hold on to that.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to stay put. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we did do that whole desecrated shrine earlier. And we do have an available devotion point that I completely forgot to actually attribute. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put this into the 3rd star in Shepherd's Crook. So we're gonna get 10% elemental resistances, and all of our pets are gonna get 15 elemental resistances. Sounds pretty damn good to me. It's going to be really handy to actually have Shepherd's Crook completely finished as the first constellation that we finish. It's definitely going to help out with the survivability, including these skeletons. Which I'm still totally down, man. We're going to make them as glass cannon-y as I possibly can. I don't care if they just get like 1 or 2 attacks. I just want them to just straight up wallop once they make that first attack. That's all I want. But I do have to admit, man, if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna make like the biggest, strongest, and most fragile of skeletons, I'm really going to need to do something with the cooldown reductions, because the whole 3 seconds, no, excuse me, 14.3 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty heinous. It's too long. You just can't make it work. And the other problem is what I'm facing right now is, like, right now my ceiling, the maximum number of skeletons I can summon right now is 5, right? So I've got 4 skeletons. And because I have such a high cooldown for this, it's like I'm facing that dilemma. Instead of like times right now where we've got like this totally like chill area where we've cleared out all the monsters and everything. In the heat of the moment, I'm facing the dilemma: do I actually recast this thing and just get the the cooldown happening right now and get my 5th skeleton, or should I wait until a couple of my other skeletons basically die and make it more of an efficient cast? Because, you know, every time you cast raised skeletons, you get 3 skeletons. So if like you're only casting it for the 1 skeleton, not exactly efficient. We do have an untouched meal over here. I'm going to leave that alone, just in case we end up fighting some disgustingly hard boss monster down here. Oh my god, get out of there. Okay, skeletons are dying. Gotta really pay attention to the mini-map as well. I really don't want to be cornered. Okay, so it looks like I managed to get to the max distance that they were willing to follow me at, but they must have like straight up just rushed right back to their starting position. It's ridiculous. But we're only fighting the 1 right now, so I'm okay with that. It's like what ends up happening with these big like boss mobs like this, it seems like they'll all rush you in the start, but then once you completely move out of their way and de-aggro them, then you'll just get the 1 that actually ends up coming out instead of them all the next time you actually go up to engage them. So I don't understand why I have this other creature over here. I'm guessing that's probably gear related. I must have like a piece of gear that gives me a really like low chance to summon something. It's nice that they're not actually completely, oh hey there, targeting me now, but now they are. God, I just want to kill the 1. There we are. Yeah. So what's happening right now is our skeletons are just not really doing enough damage. And man, they're just getting fucking gobbled up. They're not lasting at all. So maybe I should just like back off and spend my skill points. I think we should probably do that. We want to go to Necromancer. I think we should probably... My problem is I don't want to dump 3 skill points into this thing just to get another skeleton. Now here's the honest to goodness question. Is it better for me to do another skill point into raised skeletons versus putting more skill points into Will of the Crypt? Because Will of the Crypt increases all of these different damage outputs, whereas this is kind of like bonus to health, bonus to their all generic damage, bonus to health, energy regeneration, and then their actual like attack ancient weapons that gets increased as well. I think Will of the Crypt, honestly. I think we should probably max this. I was just sitting there doing this in my build video before tonight's stream, and I was sitting there thinking, man, is it really worth it? Is it really worth to max Will of the Crypt? Or is it better just to be like one of those skills that you pump up to maybe say like 6 or 7 points, and then you let your gear, assuming that you have plus the skills gear, basically fill out the rest. I think for the moment we're just gonna pump a couple skill points into it because I really want glass cannons. I want them to do just ass loads of damage. And I don't care about replacing them. That's fine. Oh, we just need to take this one out. Oh, get out of there. Go. I wonder what skill that is. That skill is actually really potent. He's already basically used my skeletons as toothpicks now. I'm not really a big fan of Grim Dawn's kind of an aggro system. I don't know of a better way to describe it, but it's... or to label it as. But it's like, the moment I get to a specific distance away, this thing will de-aggro, but it just won't just de-aggro. This thing, like, straight up makes a beeline, ridiculous speeded run back to its starting position. Like, what if I had a sufficient amount of, like, movement speed myself and was able to catch up to it and technically be within aggro range? I wonder if this thing would actually just, if it's just still scripted to basically make the beeline run back to its starting position, or if it would actually re-aggro. I don't know.
Can't do that yet.
It'd be fun to test. It always sucks to kill a big-ass monster like that. Big boss. And then you get these really disappointing gear drops. You spend all that time and effort. And for what? We do have some epic armor here. I need level 20. I don't know what Knight's Chill is. That's for a different class, and it's definitely not ours. So this is not going to do us any good. These are definitely awesome. And the boots that we got are pretty trash. That's another criticism I have of this game, by the way, is the color palette. Is that you have these components, and they're all in this, like, kind of orange shade. But then the moment that you get, like, a magical, especially a magical ring or amulet, and especially the amulet, especially the claw-looking one, like, the yellow color and this orange color look pretty damn close. You can tell, because these are yellow arm pieces, and then you got the orange components next to it. It's so indistinguishable, so there's a lot of times where I don't even know that I have a magical amulet in my inventory, and just completely mistaken it as being a component. It really actually makes me wish that there was an easy way to just maybe change the color palettes of certain things. Nice. Oh my god, we're gonna go! Oh my god. Oh, that was stupid. Well, we made it to level 16 there, ladies and gents. That's what happens to that's what happens when you play hardcore character in a game that you don't have much experience with. All right, well, join me tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna start over. We only made it up to 16, and I feel like that's pretty low level. I feel like starting over is totally viable. So unlike, say, the Diablo 2 campaign series that I did, where I made it up to, I think it was like level 68, and then I died. You know, it was like just way too much time and effort invested to just start over willy-nilly. Whereas this is completely different. I totally expected that we're gonna face a death or two with this. So join me tomorrow afternoon, and we're gonna start over. And I have, I think, a better idea in what my mind, in my mind, of what to expect when it comes to skill progression and things. So I think we're gonna have an easier time dealing with, well, I don't know, with progression, I guess. And it really also comes down to the RNG and gear. But anyways, it's been fun. It's unfortunate, but I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Take care and have a good one.